couple years ago, I got an email from Sibo, which is Tupac's favorite rapper as well as DJ Screw. And it's really funny because for years now, since I've been fucking with him, and even longer, like his like catchphrase is "Who is Sibo?" because almost nobody knows about him. He's super underground, and he went to prison for a long time, and he's pretty been out of action because of that. But he came back like super big in the rap community because he always kept it real, and he was very, very creative with his lyrics. He does some wordplay that's truly masterful. Um, I really enjoy a lot of his music. So I found out about Sibo after I got into Tupac because I started reading books written by Tupac and reading online about Tupac everywhere I could. I read a lot about Tupac, and that's why I think I ended up meeting Afeni Shakur is because I spent a bunch of time researching her son. And when you live in Eugene, where the Crips run rampant, it's easy to run into some pretty influential Crips. So I really attribute that a lot of this, all of what I said, to be connected and interrelated. Um, so I was bumping Sibo all the time. I was in community college when he emailed me. I was going to poetry contests, and I was in Japanese class, and I was just like everywhere I went, I was representing Sibo and trying to get people on Sibo. Like I had a poem where I I I wanted to dedicate it to Sibo because Sibo once got arrested for his lyrics while he was on probation. So I wanted to like see if I could get arrested for my lyrics once. I didn't. But I said shout out to Sibo at the end of it for my poetry class. This happened a long time ago. And the teacher was accepting of it because it was basically just a bunch of metaphors I used that kind of sounded shocking and alarming. It was very edgy of me at the time, but it was just a bunch of metaphors, and a lot of it was about lasagna and layering plates of lasagna as well. But it was fine to I mean, it's really hard to get arrested for exercising your First Amendment right, but Sibo did get arrested for it. And so one of my poems had a shout out to Sibo at the end of it. And I read that out loud at a poetry reading once where everyone at the college that wanted to read their poetry got to read it out loud. Um, and uh, it was a good time. It was a really good time. Um, I was on Instagram a lot. It was one of my old Instagram accounts that had more followers on it, but I usually delete my accounts every couple of years to delete trace of myself sometimes because it gets overburdening at times, and there's people that I don't want to know about me sometimes, and it's just safer to stay off the internet in general. But anyway, so I interacted with Sibo a lot, and one day, I'm not really sure the exact specifics of how it happened, he sent me an email of a song a few months before the album was released. So I was trying to get the whole neighborhood on it, onto SIBO in general. The album wasn't out yet, but I started a class at my community college. It was a music appreciation class. And I quit the first day, but the first assignment I did because I hadn't decided to quit by the time I did it, and I usually try to do my homework assignments the first day I get them. So he assigned a, a task to compile a list of songs that you love and why you love them. And he said it didn't have to be very long, but it could be as long as you wanted. And I love music a lot, especially rap music. I love all music. And one of the songs I showed him was a song called Straight Killer by Sibo. And it's one of Sibo's best songs, in my opinion. And he sent me this really long email response to my my music appreciations list. He said something that was like, Robin, I've never seen a more comprehensive collection of music in an assignment before. You touch on many different genres and even some of their evolutions throughout the years. I especially love Straight Killer by Sibo, and I have been rocking out to it all day. And I ended up dropping the class, on the first day because I wanted to focus on Japanese more. And I ended up getting a really good grade. He didn't say this in the email. This is me now. I ended up getting a really good grade in Japanese, so it was a good decision to drop the class. But I spent a lot of time talking about Sibo and sharing his music all over Reddit, and I guess he just reached out to me one day with a song. It was only a song in the email from Sibo, but I got his email address, even though I was never brave enough to email him again after I said thanks to him, and I probably never will be. It still felt like getting accepted into hip hop culture for me. It reminded me of meeting Afeni Shakur. Like, even though I never met Sibo in person and it was all just through email that it happened, like, I remember being so excited and like really happy and just honored that someone so big like reached out to me. Someone that I truly respect, especially as a musician and a person. Like, it was really really cool. I appreciated that a lot. I think about it all the time. This has been a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but I had a bit of a story to tell. And so yeah, I still listen to Sibo all the time. I've communicated directly with Tupac's favorite rapper and DJ Screw's favorite rapper, and I love both of those artists a lot. I've been listening to Tupac my whole life, and I've been a huge fan of UGK for I have it tattooed on my arm for just as long. And you know, DJ Screw heavily influenced what happened with UGK. So like, there's a lot going on there. DJ Screw invented the screwed and chopped up like music style. Like that's why they call it screwed and chopped up is because it was DJ Screw. And it's just it's just so amazing.